Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another LaserDisc related video. In this video I am going to be showing all of the James Bond LaserDiscs that are in my collection, which are quite a few, but still, I only have a small fraction of what has been released on LaserDisc. In fact, I have estimated that there are well over 200 LaserDisc releases for the James Bond franchise, and even that is a conservative estimate. On the first 4 or so, I went to the LaserDisc database and made up a card for each one. So I'll read off the information off the card for those. But I stopped after about the 4th one because I got tired of doing it. I'm going to attempt to show these in order of original theatrical release. If I make a mistake here or there, please bear with me. Also bear with me on the fact that I'm dyslexic and may stumble a bit, but I'm going to try and work through that. Over the years I have developed systems around the dyslexia to where I cope with it in my own way. Now, the first James Bond film is also the first James Bond film that I bought on LaserDisc, and in fact this is the very first release of this film that I bought, if that makes any sense. Dr. No. This is a cropped pan and scan transfer, part of the Connery Classics collection. Okay, this is MGM UA release ML101401. This is a remastered release. Released 1993, manufactured by Pioneer USA, retailed for $34.98. And at the database there has been one case reported of a defect, although I don't know what that defect was. My copy is defect-free. Now, according to the LaserDisc database, there have been 16 different LaserDisc releases of this title on LaserDisc. And that's just the known ones. Because when I first started entering in my collection at the database had a little over 37,900 titles in it. They're getting very close to 52,000 now, adding an average of 40 a week. And there's at least one Bond film where there's a release pending. That is, they're waiting for somebody to actually come across a copy to verify that it exists. But there were already numerous releases for that particular film already. But it just goes to show you. Anyway, next up, Dr. No. Letterboxed. I bought this from the Columia House LaserDisc Club. I was a charter member of that. In fact, I was a charter member of the Columia House Video Club itself. This is MGM UA release ML102726, released the 15th of September 1993, manufactured by Pioneer USA, retailed for $34.98. No reported cases of defects. So, there are 14 more releases of Dr. No I don't have on LaserDisc. Next up, From Russia with Love, Letterboxed. Okay. MGM UA release ML102728, released 15th of September 1993, manufactured by Pioneer USA, retailed for $34.98. No reported cases of any defects from anybody at the database. There are 15 known releases of this film on LaserDisc. So From Russia with Love times 15 if you're going for a complete collection. Okay, many would argue that this is the best of all of the Bond films, although that is purely a subjective thing. Your opinion may vary. My opinion may vary. I think very highly of this film. Goldfinger. This is a cropped Pan-O-Scan release, part of the Connery Classics collection. Now, the thing that amazes me about this film is that it came out in '64, I believe, and Honor Blackman, who was John Steed's original female partner in the Avengers before Diana Rigg, plays a character named Pussy Galore. How they got that to fly is beyond me. Okay. I can't remember if I said. Released 1988. Retailed for $34.98. Manufactured by Pioneer USA. No known defective copies. And there were 17 known releases of Goldfinger on LaserDisc. So Goldfinger times 17. Next up, Thunderball. Letterboxed. This is in a gatefold jacket. This is the last one I have a card for. MGM UA release ML101564, released 7th of December 1989, manufactured by Pioneer Japan, retailed for $39.98. No reported cases of any defects with this release. There are 10 known releases of Thunderball on LaserDisc. So you can quite easily see how I came up with thinking there are at least 200 overall releases of James Bond on LaserDisc. You only live twice. Unless Sean Connery is pointing a gun at you. Letterboxed. This is MGM UA release ML101565. Okay, some of you may not think this belongs in this video, but I do. It's a James Bond film. Casino Royale. Although a spoof. This was originally released theatrically by Columia Pictures, So this LaserDisc release is by Columia TriStar, but the film has since been acquired by MGM, probably so they could release that remake they did, which was not a comedy. This features Peter Sellers, David Niven, and Woody Allen. Those are the three you see pictured on the front of the jacket. This was a very expensive and involved film for the time. It was filmed at 4 different British studios, plus on locations in Ireland and France. There were over 80 standing sets constructed for it, and there were several directors: John Huston, Ken Hughes, Val Guest, Robert Parrish, and Joe McGrath. Now, John Huston directed the Scottish sequences, or parts of it, because his contract expired before he finished. So Val Guest took over that. Val Guest also directed all of the Woody Allen stuff, and in addition, he came to the conclusion that there needed to be some sort of linking device or thread that would tie all the loose ends of the film together, because it was just a mess. So he came up with the idea of using David Niven's character and Ursula Andress's character, who'd been in a previous Bond film, to have them be the linchpin that holds the whole film together. Now, on the DVD release, Val Guest mentions that of all of the actors he worked with on Casino Royale, there was one that was a standout, because this one actor was the only one who knew all his lines, he knew all his physical stuff, he knew he hit all of his marks perfectly. He needed no direction whatsoever, and was thus allowed a considerable amount of room to ad-lib. And it's his ad-libs that are the funniest parts of the movie. I'm talking about Woody Allen, who of course would go on to direct films himself. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, letterboxed. I know that drawing looks a little bit like Roger Moore, but it's actually George Lazenby. Now, we already had one woman who played a female co-lead with Patrick McNee on The Avengers, Honor Blackman, who was in Goldfinger. Now we have Diana Rigg, who replaced Honor Blackman on The Avengers, playing Bond's wife. Sadly, she gets offed before the end of the movie. And then you see there Telly Savalas is also in the film. This is in a gatefold jacket. Okay, an early release of Live and Let Die, strangely enough, by CBS Fox. Now, my own personal theory as to why that was has to do with United Artists. I don't know, I can't remember when MGM bought United Artists from Transamerica, but this release might have been pre-sale. That is, before Transamerica sold United Artists to MGM. I don't really know. That's a theory. This is CBS Fox release 4633-80. If it had subsequently been remastered and reissued by them, it would have a number such as -85. That's what they typically did. Title song composed by Paul and Linda McCartney and performed by Paul McCartney and Wings. Music score by George Martin. Which explains why when I first heard the opening title song, and this was shown on television initially, way back when, I thought, that's the Beatles. Close, but no cigar. Now, this lists a running time of 120 minutes, which means one of two things. Either they edited 2 minutes out, or it's time compressed by 2 minutes, which is my guess. Fortunately, we have Live and Let Die Again, this time letterboxed from MGM UA. Running time 2 hours and 2 minutes. Side 3 CAV. It's on 2 discs and a gatefold jacket. And if I didn't know better, I would swear that's Diana Rigg. I know it's not, but it looks like her. From that angle anyway. Okay, we have here another Avengers tie-in. I saw this film in the theater, A View to a Kill. This has the MGM UA logo on it, but it was released by CBS Fox Video. Release 4730-80 continues on with the practice of the title song being released as a single and becoming a big hit. Duran Duran. They took their name from a character in Barbarella. Featured in the cast is Patrick Macnee, who of course was in the Avengers. He gets offed. So he gets offed, Diana Rigg gets offed, only Honor Blackman survived of all the Avengers who appeared in the James Bond films. Okay, I guess they liked the name Pussy Galore so much they decided to use Pussy again. Octopussy. Letterboxed. This is MGM UA release ML101640. It's on 2 discs and a gatefold jacket. Okay, Sean Connery had said he would never, ever play James Bond again. While Roger Moore was busy playing James Bond, Warner Brothers released a Bond film starring Sean Connery. Never say never again. This is Warner Home Video release 11330 1337A/B. Generally, when I find that A/B at the end of a reference number, it's because it's been re-released. Deja Vu. Yes, I have 2 copies. This one, however, doesn't have the AB. I just now noticed that. Reference number 11337. No AB whatsoever. Next up we have Moonraker, letterboxed, on 2 discs, in a gatefold jacket. The Man with the Golden Gun. This is part of the More collection, and it is not letterboxed. That's how they got you back then. They released a pan and scan version, and then they released a widescreen version. But at least the LaserDisc format saw widescreen releases. Many, 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 many times more than VHS ever saw. I have a handful of VHS releases that are letterboxed, but not many. For Your Eyes Only, letterboxed. On 2 discs. A gatefold jacket. This is MGM UA release ML101725. I might have forgotten to do Man with the Golden Gun. MGM UA release ML101419. If I did forget, I have now remedied that situation. This is a cropped release. Saw this one in the theater, released by CBS Fox, on video anyway. Living Daylights. Originally, of course, released theatrically by United Artists. And keeping up the trend of having a major group perform the opening title song. This is CBS Fox release 5277-80. License to Kill with Timothy Dalton. On 2 discs in a gatefold jacket. If I didn't already say, I saw this one in the theater also. MGM UA release ML104553. License to Kill. This time widescreen from CBS Fox Video. on 2 discs in a gatefold jacket. This is CBS Fox video release 4755-80. Includes the theatrical trailer for License to Kill and the theatrical trailer for The Living Daylights. This just has the original theatrical trailer for License to Kill. GoldenEye, letterboxed, THX certified transfer. This includes the original television special The World of 007, hosted by Elizabeth Hurley, over 15 trailers and television spots, the original featurette, the GoldenEye music video starring Tina Turner, French, German, and Italian dubs of Pierce Brosnan as Bond, plus an exclusive behind-the-scenes commentary by director Martin Campbell and producer Michael G. Wilson. I saw this in the theater. The tank sequence was, of course, quite memorable. Gatefold jacket, obviously. Poor little Cessna. This was MGM UA Home Video Release ML105544. Deja Vu. Same release. Exactly the same. And finally, at least for now, Tomorrow Never Dies. Okay. From MGM Home Entertainment, distributed by Image Entertainment. MGM Home Entertainment release ML106834. MGM went and got cheap on us. They didn't give us a gatefold jacket, even though it's on 2 discs. And of course, this film has in the cast Michelle Yeoh. So it is awesome just for that. Although she didn't need James Bond saving her. I mean, if you ever saw her ride a motorcycle on top of a train that's moving, you know that she is quite the accomplished motorcyclist herself. Until next time, stay awesome.